Yeah. Oh, ooh. Ah. Ooh. Oh, hello there. I've just caught me reading Atari Fan. I received this last week after being contacted by Pawel Nowak. I hope I've pronounced that correctly and haven't completely mangled his name. I'm sure I have. But yeah, he approached me asking if I would be interested in reviewing the magazine. And I said I would. I was absolutely very flattered that he suggested it, and received it about a week ago, and I've used it as kind of coffee table reading. I haven't read the thing cover to cover yet. Some of the articles are pretty large, which is good. It's a 90-page magazine, nice glossy cover, so I thought without further ado we could just dive into it, and I will give you a little tour. Alright, so here we have Atari Fan magazine, number 1, 2020. We get some other stuff in the box as well. Retrohacks.net. I'm not familiar with that. I'll have a look. A little booklet of notes, which is quite nice, so we can write things on there and tear them off. Very nice. And another Retro Hacks flyer here. We offer keyboard membranes, interfaces, adapters, parts, turbo cards. Here are the magazine, nice and glossy as I said. It's 90 pages. The paper has a very nice weight to it. As you can see, this is the thickness of the magazine. So it's very substantial, and what immediately hits me about this is it has a nice professional look about it. It's obvious that it's prepared by people who know what they're doing in the publishing business. It's got a nice mixture, as we can see here in the table of contents. It's got a nice mixture, a nice balance of sort of reviews, articles, and then we've got the editorial stuff down here. Now this is a translation, an English translation of a Polish publication. There's one name I do recognise here, Marcin Sokaki. Probably mangled your name, Marcin, I'm sorry. But the Montezuma, of course, we know him from the Atari Age forums. Teresa Lobots, she did the translation here. So they have a good staff of editors, translators, and people who are checking the content. That's very important, given the fact this is an English translation of a Polish text. I was expecting to find problems that you couldn't really complain about, but I think actually when I've been reading the magazine, it's remarkably good. The English translation is really impressive. DTP Piotr Kroll, but I'm not even going to try and say that name at the bottom there. I'm not even going to attempt it. You see, we've got proofreading, dedicated proofreaders. So important. Please, other people, do it. And the presentation, the DTP presentation, is extremely good, and this is actually prepared all on Atari equipment. I'll get to the back cover. There is a nice note on the back cover that gives you a bit of background. I'll get into that towards the end. We've got a nice introduction here that explains some background of the publication, a little overview of what's actually in it, and then we get straight into the news here. HDD driver, new ST stuff. So good news roundup. There's Ultimate Cart for the 8-bit Atari. I was involved in that one. That's nice to see. So lots of good stuff. ST stuff. It's well written, well presented. You have these little QR codes as well that you can scan with your phone, which is a nice idea. Projects for 1632-bit Atari, created by the Thunderstorm team. We have an interview here with Kroll. I'm assuming he's more into ST stuff or Falcon stuff. Very nicely illustrated here. We've got another interview. This is a nice article about J minor. Now we've got this big article here about C distortion in Pokey Sound Generator, which I should probably read in full, which I haven't yet. But it goes into a lot of depth. So you're going to be satisfied if you like to read news, if you like to read interviews, if you'd like to get into technical stuff. There's something in here for everybody, and this looks to be a very good article indeed. And in fact, the mixture, the balance of content, it kind of does remind me of Page 6 magazine back in the heyday, Atari User, that kind of thing. Even more so. It was quite rare that you would get such tremendously technical material covered in those older magazines, especially towards the end when space was limited. There we've got a full-page Retronics advertisement. We've got some ST, is it ST stuff or TT stuff reviewed here, and then we've got the big FujiNet article, which I'm already fairly familiar with, but it actually tells you how to build the thing. Absolutely remarkable. Configuration, etc. All very good stuff. So, and it's always good to see advertisements in a magazine because it shows that it's a viable enterprise, of course. We've got some stuff about games. I'm not terribly interested in games, of course. It sounds a strange thing to say. I've been like this same way since I was at school. And then we get web browsers for the Atari ST and the Falcon, all very interesting stuff. I'm not really doing much with the ST at the moment. A good article here about connecting different machines with RS-232, I'm assuming here, or parallel ports. Very interesting stuff. ABUC news, so we've got meetings and user groups and such like. Stuff about various parties here. Nice illustrations from demos, so ST demos and Falcon demos. I mean, just a really nice spread of content here. Now we get to the back cover here, and this is very interesting. We are inviting to cooperation we are inviting cooperation from all of you. That's about the first thing I've seen that sounded a bit off in translation. I'm not going to complain about that. So we're inviting cooperation from game and app developers for all Atari's hardware makers and all folks interested in making the Atari great again. And I like the wording of that message, I can tell you. If you feel the 90s vibe and want to write articles for our mag, contact us. Well, I'm definitely feeling the 90s vibe in the sense that I feel about 90. And some people would say I look about 90 as well. But yes. So they're inviting submissions here, which is very interesting to me because I think I've contributed to Page 6 Atari User in the past. I'm sure I got an article published in there before. So if I can contribute, maybe when I get time, I'll be very happy to do so. I'd be very honoured to appear in a publication of this quality. We create our mag on real hardware only, Atari Falcon and Hades from Medusa Computer Systems using the only professional tool Calamus, which most of you have probably heard of. A great DTP package. So again, if you are interested, if you are creating new hardware or software for Atari and would like it to be shared in an article, contact us. Well, a few ideas spring to mind there. If you are an author of cool retro text and want to publish it, contact us. Maybe you want an advert in our mag, contact us. And they offer small free advertising boxes with a QR code. It tells you how to get into that. And of course an invitation to buy more copies and share them with your friends. So there we have it. There's not really anything I can particularly complain about here. As I say, for translated text it is extremely good and very readable, and even those minor little idiosyncrasies, I'm not going to make a big deal of them because there's a lot of English publications, native English publications, where the standard of English is nowhere near as good as this. So they'd be absolutely congratulated for that. And there's really nothing I can identify as a drawback here. It's a long magazine. I actually don't know how much it costs. Alright, so Atari Fan has its own website here, atarifan.xyz. You can read all about it down here. And of course, what I want to know is how much is it and where can you get it? So if we click on here, Atari Fan is available only as a paperback in the following web shops. So we can buy it on retrohacks.net, which was advertised in the magazine, amiga.net.pl and eBay. So let's have a look at retrohacks.net shop. And Atari Fan magazine issue 1, 53 Polish zlotys, and I've just done a quick currency conversion there, and that comes around about 10 British pounds, which is an expensive magazine, it has to be said. I don't know how much magazines actually cost nowadays, to be quite honest. It's that long since I've bought one. So if you look at W.H. Smith computing magazines, they offer subscriptions to printed computer magazines. So this one, PC Pro, is currently $5.99 per issue, with a yearly subscription rate of $54.99. Now I know these are big magazines with probably even more content, but I don't think it can compare. I mean, here we go, Mac, £15.25 per issue. So I think, given the limited reach, let's have a look on eBay how much they're charging here. So it's significantly more expensive on eBay, plus your postage. So it's expensive to buy it on eBay. So it's so intermittently published, and the reach is probably relatively small, and we can't really compare it to a big commercial undertaking like the kind of magazines you would find in your newsagent. So I think when you balance the quality of the publication, what you're actually getting, which is really indistinguishable from something you would buy in the newsagents, and plus the fact that you can shop around and get the thing at different prices, I think that's pretty fair, actually. As to whether I would take out a subscription or anything were one available, I don't know, because I don't read any computer magazines on a regular basis. But we'll see, and I'm certainly interested in the idea of contributing something to the magazine if I can find the time to do so. So it is kind of almost a luxury item in a way to get a magazine about Atari computers in this day and age, and I think you have to bear that in mind when you look at the price and what you're actually getting for your money. It would very much depend, I suppose, on the regularity of publication. If the thing was going to come out on a monthly basis, I think £10 or £15 plus shipping could be a bit of could become a bit cumbersome. But if it was more of a sort of a luxury item, periodical, quarterly or something like that, I think it would be, I think you could argue quite strongly for that. So yes, so it'll be very interesting to see where this goes next. I think as a first issue, very impressive indeed. So I hope you enjoyed that little look at Atari Fan magazine. I've never reviewed a magazine before on video, so if you can tell me how I could have done it better, please let me know in the comments. But yes, it's very nice, and it's so nice that I'm not surprised that it's the price point is where it is. It's probably, in terms of print quality and the sheer heft of the thing and the variety of content, it's probably the nicest publication I've seen since the late 80s or, well, early 90s with New Atari User, which had a similar sort of design ethic. It may not have been as thick or heavy as this one. So if you can get a copy of this and have a read through, I think you will enjoy it very much. Once again, I would like to say thank you for the opportunity to look at the magazine and to share my opinions with you, the viewer. So yes, I hope you enjoyed it, and please let me know what you think in the comments down below. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I guess if you want to support Atari Fan, aside from actually buying the magazine or contributing to the magazine, you could share the video, spread the word. The more people know about this magazine, I'm sure the better. So yes, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you all, hopefully, God willing, in the next video. Bye bye for now.